Hello comrades, Commissar bro here today with Clockwork Empires, a steampunk-esque kind of colony building game. Think the Settlers, like the early Settlers game, not the newer ones, but like the Settlers 3 or the Settlers 4. Those are a lot closer to what this game would be. Essentially, you know, you start out with a small group of people and just a few bare resources, and you try to survive in a rather unwelcoming land, if I do say so myself. Now, being steampunk-esque and also very Lovecraftian in its machinations, essentially you've got, like, you know, fish people, and you've got these things called obeliscians, and there's even other factions in the game. For example, as you see here, the I don't know if I can pronounce, Großherzogtum von Stahlmark, the Novaris Imperia, and the Republic Mechanique. So, yeah, and then there's brigands. I haven't seen any of the brigands yet, but apparently there's brigands out and about somewhere around here. Yes. And as you can also see, your individuals actually have personalities. That's right. Like, you can see here's traits, military training, voracious. Basically, he needs to eat all the time. This guy's actually a soldier. So, yeah, he's armed and dangerous and all that good stuff. He's currently sad, though, but wonder why he's sad. Probably because he had to bid sad farewell to loved ones before leaving for the colonies. Yes. Needless to say, it's a very, very interesting game with lots of stuff going on, and, like, all my people are just, like, super sad. Oh, yeah, look at that fearful sad. No one's been happy since the first day we arrived here. Oh, goodness gracious, you poor peoples. So, basically, your people are assigned to work crews and whatnot, as you can see here. You can actually assign those work crews to jobs. Like, if we click here on the kitchen, we can assign Mrs. Wellbottom's proper crosses. That's right, we'll go ahead and assign them. And if we had the materials, we could make food. For example, let's make some cabbage stew. And we're gonna increase the quantity to about 10 cabbage stews because I have my little cabbage farms over here, as you can see. You basically build farms by going to zones of construction, and you go right here to farm, and you pick out a little area there, and you make a box essentially. And well, actually, you know what? We'll just go ahead and go through the process. Let's see what it looks like. Each make a little farm. Okay, good. Alright, let's get rid of the zones in construction, and see you see right here we can grow stuff. So let's start growing wheat. How about that? We start growing some wheat so we can make some bread. That's right. And see, basically any idle people will start farming those and keeping those up, those little farms up to capacity, I guess. They'll work on it, essentially. Now you also, every day, you get new prestige and whatnot that lets you call in, you know, new special abilities, like essentially like new resources, new colonists, and so on and so forth, to basically give you more people. There doesn't seem to be like a breeding mechanic, which is, again, that's kind of a more newer video game type thing. Like classic games like the Settlers, you would actually build houses and it would give you more settlers who would start living in your place. So you can almost say this is honestly a very, very it's almost like a kind of a I would almost say like a spiritual successor in a sense to like the Settlers, because I can't help but think about that, like the Settlers mixed in with steampunk and Lovecraftian types and stuff. So it it's very interesting, and like I said, the fish people, they'll attack you and stuff like that. As you can see, I built me a little wall because every time the fish people seem to come from the same direction. Now I haven't had any bad encounters with the fish people yet in this playthrough. However, I have had to fight them before on other games. So, you know, it's very interesting. Hence why I have all the soldiers now, because before I didn't have all the soldiers, but I requested them specifically for the protection of my small little colony to keep the fish people from stealing our sweet, sweet cabbage. We cannot have that now, can we? No, we cannot. So, there's lots of modules in the buildings, as you can see. Like once you actually build the buildings, you can assign certain things like iron smelting. So basically, even though you built a lower class bunk, which is what this room is right here, I can actually go more in depth with that and say, oh, well, let's add a brick ceramics kiln. Now it kind of starts complicating things with the way the work crews work. However, it can be done. Like, you can do it. I would still suggest, though, that you just go ahead and map out a brand new building. So, like if we wanted to build a ceramics workshop, which we don't, but if we did, that's basically how you do it. The same way you set up the farm. You set it up in a square fashion, and you basically put the needed materials inside of it, and then you can assign a work crew to it. Now, one thing I would like to see them add into the game in the future is windows. Most certainly. I would love to see some windows like added onto your buildings, because as you can see, the buildings look kind of bland. There's not much to them. You can't really change their colors or whatnot, which is fine. It's most certainly fine. But, you know, it'd be nice. And one other thing I'd like to point out about the game, especially early on, when you have a smaller capacity of people, like I think I only had like 7 people when I started out, it's very, very, very slow at the beginning. But it makes sense. As you get more people, there's more people to work and so on. But it's basically taken me 3 hours just to get to this point here where I have 3 buildings, a carpentry workshop, a kitchen, and a bunkhouse. And even then, like, my bunkhouse isn't complete, as we can see right here. And most of the people are just sleeping on floors. But you know, it takes a very long time, so that is kind of something you gotta be willing to put some time into each one of these maps, because they are not quick moving. And keep in mind, right now I'm kind of distracted because I am talking about the game, so you know, yeah, I'm a little distracted, as it were. So, but yeah, I like this game. I very much like it. The developers were actually kind enough to provide me this little preview copy. The game is still in early access, and you can get it right now on Steam. I would highly suggest it. Again, just the fact alone that it's so similar to the Settlers makes me really enjoy it, because I love the classic Settlers game, the Settlers 3 and the Settlers 4. Those are my favorites. Now, I'm not so much of a big fan of their newer stuff, to be honest. I think the last decent one they had was like the Settlers 6, and even that was kind of, it got very repetitious. And then like, Settlers 7 Path to a Kingdom, I think it was called? Yeah, that game was just, no. I didn't very much like that. But anyway, this isn't about the Settlers, this is about Clockwork Empires. And I highly suggest this game, and I think if you tried it out, for those of you who are big into like management sims, and even if you just like the Lovecraftian thing, which I very much enjoy, you know, this is a great game for that. It's very Lovecraftian. Yeah, it really is. It's really good. By the way, this is the little prestige thing here, so we can call some people in. We could call in one skilled artisan. We could, or a naturalist. Yeah, let's get in a one skilled archer. Well, thanks for watching, comrades. This has been Commissar Bro, and I'll see you guys next time.